A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Let's talk about something that are as important as karakas and are very important in the sense that they are the very unit of the basic building blocks of Jyotish astrology, and they also are important in something as high level as the divisional charts. The karakas, if you understand them to the depth, we will be able to understand, locate and read them easily in the divisional charts also. When we learn and when we look up to the Uttar Kalamrit, we will see that every planet is given so many karakatvas, more than 80 for each of the 9 planets. So how do we utilize these karakatvas? And do they help us make sense in every chart, in every natal chart? Well, I do have my reservations there because we can be using these karakatvas but in different divisional charts. Why so in the divisional charts? Because each divisional chart holds a different place for us in our life as it relates to very specific things in our life. And for example, when we talk about karakatvas, when we talk about karakas, we see that Jupiter is given so many karakas. Mars is given so many karakas. Mars represents fight, it represents your action, it represents your energy, it represents your sibling, it represents the courage that you have in taking up a step. Now, how do I use that in any of the chart? When I look at Mars, when I see Mars in a chart, I know, in a natal chart, I know that this is the place where a person is putting in his or her energy. But for the D3 chart, Mars becomes very important. Why? Because Mars represents the siblings, it's the karaka of Mars' siblings, and the D3 chart is all about siblings. So the position of Mars in the D3 chart becomes important, and where or how we are using that energy makes a difference. In the D10 chart, Mars in the 3rd house again can represent, can talk about the courage that one shows in their career. So we are using all the karakatas of Mars, but we are using it in relation to the divisional chart, and we are finding how it changes, how that very karakatva of a planet changes when we look into different divisional charts. When I am looking into Jupiter, Jupiter in all the 16 charts will have a very different meaning. In the D1, because it is your physical body, it could mean the brain, it could mean the liver, it could mean the fat in your body, etc. It could mean your ability to eat sweet food if it is connected to your 2nd house. In the 2nd house or in the D2, this very Jupiter can show money, it can show wisdom, it can show your educational status, it can show the wealth or the banks, for example. In the D3, it can show your elder sibling. In the D4, it can show a palatial house, it can show a house as per made of wood as per the Shastras. In the D7, it shows your children. In the D9, for the ladies, it can show spouse also. In the D10, Jupiter can relate to your profession, occupation, which is more of a counseling, taxation, teacher kind of profession for you. In the D12, it can talk about your Gurujan, that is your elders, your grandmother, maternal grandmother or paternal grandfather. In the D16, it can talk about the luxuries that you have. Again, in the D24, it can talk about the kind of education you are going to do. So you see that it's all about all the karakatvas of Guru are being used, but how are they being used? They can be used in different divisional charts in different context, and they are used in a very different manner. So if you understand the karakatvas of any planet, then they form the basis of the divisional charts, and understanding the divisional charts become easier and it moves on to another notch altogether. So do understand the Karakattvas well, place it in the divisional charts and do write to us how it works for you. We will move on further on this with you. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.